Hello and welcome to our channel once again.
Me and my parents are spending the evening at Aqua Hotel for their buffet to celebrate 2 years of living in Nigeria. First thing that I dislike here are the markets here. I just don't like going there. I find it uncomfortable.
I think it's people not listening and observing the road traffic rules. People not exercising that patience that I talk about. People not following road signs and, rules.
So for me, I couldn't say there's a major thing that I don't like about here. There are things that I see are different to the West, but because we know this is Nigeria, things are put differently. We are just dealing with them. So we cannot recreate the West here. Today indeed is a very, very significant day for us because it marks 2 years. 2 years of us coming to Nigeria, 3 years of living in the UK because we spent a year in Gambia, and time has really gone very fast. So what we want to do today is to talk about, our likes
Our dislikes.
and dislikes. So at the end of it, we probably will give you, we'll tell you how we're feeling right now and what we're looking forward to or not forward to in the future. So maybe you want to start with your likes.
Okay, likes first, right?
Or
Okay.
whichever way you want to go.
Let's start with likes. Let's be positive, right? Okay. So I like the fact that I'm here on the continent of Africa. I am in a tropical climate. I love the fact that I've got the environment and the elements of nature around me, the beauty that's, I see every day. Waking up in the sun alone does something for you. It does to me, definitely. But it goes beyond all that lovely serenity and, beauty. The fact that I'm here with my family, and we're here in Nigeria. I'm no longer a minority. And that feels so good, not just for me, but I think about what that does to Adesanya. I mean, you saw her being as young as she is. She's got a whole future ahead of us, and I think that that's more easily to achieve. You can reach greater heights when you have more confidence, when you come from a position of power, when you feel that you're a part of society. That ceiling probably isn't going to be there. The people we talk to, the people we meet, the whole life that we've been able to give ourselves. It's just amazing. And people say to me, why Nigeria? Well, why not? And I'm actually saying, why didn't I do this before now? And that's no lie. I really just think I'm wasting time. But then I draw comfort with saying, nothing before it's time. That's a saying that I hear a lot. And I do have to say that. Yeah.
And that's true. Nothing before its time. I really believe, and I think all the points you talked about are very real. And I think sometimes people have to experience it to understand it.
So I'll start off with the two things that I like. The first one is being able to sew your own clothes here. So whenever you're going to an event, usually there's a cloth or material that they give you, and then you're able to go to your tailor, and then they'll sew whatever you want for them. You just show them a picture, and then they'll do that for you. So I like being able to do that, and it's normalized here. The second thing that I like about being here are the beaches here compared to England. This is definitely a lot better. There's actual sand here. I thought in England I've only ever been to seaside, which isn't really a proper beach.
I think one of my favorite things being here is that you can create your reality. I know people wouldn't understand that, people can't understand that, because people are used to living in a structured way. They're used to living under other people's instructions, and people actually believe or assume that they make these decisions that they don't make. Nigeria is a country that challenges you, challenges your intellect, and it gives you the opportunity to be whoever you want to be. Unfortunately, a lot of people are tied to this structure of I have to do it this particular way. But for non-conventional people like myself, I think this is heaven. So for me, Nigeria allows you the independence to be a free spirit and to be a problem solver, to look for a problem and solve it, and you to good living from it. So yeah, I'm fulfilling my being because I've always been that person. I'm not conform. Like my spirit is a self-fulfilling spirit. I just have to do for self. I have to create for self. So I'm in heaven actually.
You know what? I listened to you and I was like, do I say something? We overlap on a lot of things there. I'm gonna have to choose another like because part of what you were saying kind of resonates with me now too. I was very conformist, and I used to watch structure, follow structure. Having come away from such a society that offers that, I'm now saying, you know what? I actually like less structure. I like the fact that you can have room to manoeuvre, that you're not so dependent on a system, government. You then are, like you said, encouraged to do things for yourself and make more. And that's quite good. So that's not going to be my life now. I'm going to change my life. I do feel freer as a result of me being able to have less structure and, kind of all these rules and regulations that I was part of back in England. I mean, I'm much freer. I'm not saying there aren't any rules and regulations here, don't get us wrong, but seriously there are. But I just think it goes over the top back in England and possibly most of the West. They say they're doing things for you, for the good and the greater good of you, but it's not. This time it's not. But anyway, let me change my like. My like now then. My like, my like would be the fact that I feel welcomed here. I do feel freer, and that's because I felt that the reception that I get here is brilliant. Like I said, I'm amongst people that look like me, but I get welcomed not just by my husband's family and friends, but by the community and by society. People have time for people here. People operate more on a community level, whereas I'm coming from a place where people are very individual. They're very, very on their toes. They're moving around quickly. They don't have time to even say hi to their neighbours or, it's a community here. If you're going to break down on the street here, if someone would come to your aid, you're back in England thinking, I hope you've got road recovery. They don't. That human approach isn't really practiced as much in England, I think, as I find in it here. So I love that whole thing, that community thing and that warmth, and I get that here, and I love it. So that's definitely one of my lights about being here in Nigeria.
Okay. I think for me the other thing I really like is when we're in the UK, I tried very hard to have organic food, and it was a challenge. I remember I drive from Seven Kings to Ballon to go to organic shops.
That's a far way indeed.
It's a long way. We pay so much for them as well. And then we discovered even the organic shops are selling us seedless limes, seedless grapes, and I'm just thinking, how organic can this really be? But here, fruits are often in season, and this is how nature has intended for it to be. So, and even the taste is different. Don't get me wrong, there's supermarkets for all the processed things for people who want that, but because we've always identified the difference and the access to the non-processed food is just crazy. And the price we get for it is like, wow. So that's another very beautiful thing for me, to eat the way I want to eat and to know that I do consume as natural as possible. Money can't buy that. Health is wealth, as I say. So so we've spoken about some of the things we like. Obviously there must be things you don't like as well, and for me it's a very difficult one. The reason why is because whilst there are advantages, there definitely will be disadvantages. If you focus on the disadvantages, you might not get to the advantages. For instance, a lot of people say, oh, I won't come to Nigeria because there's no electricity, because the roads are bad. You know, all these things are rather fictitious to me, but also there are ways around all these things, you know. So, for example, we use solar. And the way the world is going now, you don't have to be out every day, so you can really plan journeys with traffic. But the advantages of being here, it so much outweighs traffic and lights. The benefit to your health, to your life, to everything. We saw the disadvantages, but what we did is to see how we can walk around them. So for me, I couldn't say there's a major thing that I don't like about here. There are things that I see are different to the West, but because we know this is Nigeria, things are put differently. We are just dealing with them. So we cannot recreate the West here. We cannot do everything we were doing here. And before we left, we knew that. So this is how we have tried to cope with what is meant to be disadvantages. Yeah, we're dealing with it. And the positives, in fact, when you think of the positives, those supposed negatives are non-existent. That's what I would consider my disadvantages. Yeah.
I don't think it's that there's so many cars on the road that there was a problem per se. I think it's people not listening and observing the road traffic rules.
Yeah.
People not exercising that patience that I talk about. People not following road signs and rules. And that just adds to the problem. But yeah, if you know you're going to go somewhere, plan your journeys, bring your waters and your drinks and your food with you even, and try not to do too much in one day. You can even carpool, you can do all these different things. So, whilst traffic is there, it doesn't have to be that big of a problem. And you know what, I was sitting in the car the other day and there were all these hawkers around. They are in traffic areas, so that's where they make the most money. And I thought of the other side of this. I said to myself, do you know what, although there is traffic, you can actually sit in your car and get a lot of your shopping done. So that's got to be an alright thing, right? If you look at it from that point of view.
I disagree. I think what really works for us is the way we live. Look, the world is so different now, and if you're not dynamic in moving with the world, you're gonna be caught in so many things. How often do we have to go out?
It's true.
It's not like a life over. I mean, even this traffic, I'd have to say it doesn't bother me that much because I'm not even out to the extent that I must be in traffic. And we have the liberty to plan time to go out. It's not going to be meetings where we have to be there some of the time. But it's not an everyday thing.
No, it's definitely not anything that we would consider leaving here for. Like you said, I think you find things that sometimes annoy you a little, but in terms of the good far outweighs the bad here. I've got so many more things to smile about, and I just love it. I actually, and I'm being really, really sincere now when I say this, I can't imagine going back to England and having the life that I had before I came here. I don't want to. I don't really. God, I feel like I failed myself and my family if I had to go back to the UK. Yeah, and it's funny because I thought that my life was okay. I really did. Decent job, doing some of the things I wanted to do. But really, I think once you remove yourself from it...
That's all you knew at the time.
Yes.
That's all you knew.
Yes.
So it's got to be alright because you have not experienced anything different,
Yeah.
So now you have things to weigh with,
There you go. And I'm just grateful. I really am grateful. And I always have to bring through to the ancestors and the creation. Every now and again, I have to acknowledge them. The fact that we've been given this opportunity, we took the opportunity and we're living it. I have to say I'm really happy. I am happy. Happy to have been able to have the experience and run with it. And yeah, here we are, 2 years later.
Okay, so moving on to the things that I dislike. The first thing that I dislike here are the markets here. I just don't like going there. I find it uncomfortable. But yeah. It's really hot. The flies are on you, and I don't know, I just don't like it. It's busy there as well, and everybody's touching you.
Okay, and I think on that note, there's no point even asking any of us.
I'm sorry, did I answer the question?
No, I'm just saying, it's not even a matter of answering or not. Just from the way we've spoken, I think it's very evident that we're in a better space, and we're just growing, and we're looking forward to much more growth. Yeah. I think anyway, on this the second anniversary of being in Lagos, we're here at the hotel and we're here to have a barbecue. So we're gonna perhaps see if we can show you some of the spread that is gonna be put out here for us today. We're just taking it easy and just being thankful for life, really.
say, what's can make me feel the same? It's my girl, my girl, my girl. I'm stepping out, my girl, my girl. I've got so far to reach, these and me. It's a rose, what will be, it's a rose, what will be, since you have a dream. Say what you gonna do if you really don't want this. I stay on. I've been so la la la, I've been so la 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 la, I've been so la la la, I've been so la 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 la. See, alright, so I say, what's that make me feel the same? I've been so la I'm talking about my girl. I've been so la. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
What you gonna do? You gotta get on what you gonna do. I'd like to go to Paris for an event. So I'll get on the it's a bit.
So there you have it, our true, sincere experience and thoughts and feelings on our 2 years here in Nigeria. We hope you've enjoyed listening. Maybe you've learned a few things, but yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Like and share.
Thank you for watching and subscribe to our YouTube channel.